Have you wondered why every time you try to quit alcohol, you fail? No matter how much you mean it in the moment, you just can't seem to stick to your word. It's not because you're weak, and it's not because you don't want it bad enough. It's because you've been lied to. And in this video, I'm breaking down the 5 biggest myths when quitting alcohol. These are the exact same myths that keep people stuck for years. How do I know this? Because I'm now 5 years sober and I teach others to do the same. By the way, guys, I've left a link for some free stuff below, so let's get into the video. Okay, so we're going to do something a little bit different today. We are going to go onto the roof. But this is myth number 1. So what people believe, and this is what I believed myself, was that you need some catastrophic event to happen to you before you quit alcohol. Also known as, you need to hit rock bottom. And I'm going to debunk this myth right here, right now. And just a quick one, guys. Just want to give you a little bit of a view today. This is where I live. It's pretty cool, actually. Camera doesn't like it too much, though, when I'm trying to show you. Yeah, don't know why it's doing that, to be honest. But yeah, this is where I live, guys. So the whole point of this video today is to obviously tell you about these myths and why they're not true. And as some of you probably know, follow my channel, I live in Southeast Asia, currently in Vietnam. I used to live in the UK. I was trapped for so many years because I was just taking drugs, I was drinking, I was smoking, I was spending all my money on takeaways. I wasn't going to work, I was losing jobs. And as soon as I stopped and I quit, I was able to save enough money, start an online business, and eventually quit my job. And here we are again. I don't know why that is. It's always the same, isn't it? When you're trying to film something and the camera just doesn't want to show. This is where I live anyway. So, back to the video. Myth number 1. So why would you want to wait until things get worse to quit alcohol? If your life's at a point now where you're watching videos like this and you're thinking to yourself, maybe drinking alcohol, maybe doing cocaine isn't for me, then why would you want to wait until your life got any worse? And this is the thing that keeps people stuck for years. They can wait decades because they always think that people are worse than them and they're not that bad. They're functioning, they're going to work, they've got a girlfriend, they've got a nice car, they're in shape, but they just know deep down that alcohol is holding them back. So my advice to you would be to absolutely rubbish them reports of waiting until things get worse, because at the end of the day, you don't want to wait until you lose your job. You don't want to wait until your wife leaves you. You don't want to wait until you get liver cirrhosis, because that is just stupid. Myth number 2, your social life will be over. And if you think that, you're absolutely correct. I am living at the moment in Vietnam. I recently quit my job in December. I was living in Australia. I was there for 6 years. I basically tore up my life and I've moved and I've started this YouTube channel and I teach other men to quit alcohol. My social circle has not been the same since I quit alcohol 5 years ago. And that is a good thing. So if you're worried about losing your social circle, it's probably going to help you get better. Let me explain to you. If you're going out with people and you're drinking and you're taking drugs, that is probably a good indication that these people are influencing your decision to waste your life. You're probably influencing them to waste their lives as well. The whole reason we're quitting alcohol is to improve our lives. It's because we're lacking in an area where we want to have a family, we want to earn more money, we want to be healthier. If you've done what you've always done, you're going to get what you've always got. And I know that's such a cliche saying, but if you're worried about losing your drinking buddies down the pub, then maybe quitting alcohol is not actually for you. But if you want to improve your life, then you're going to lose some friends on the way. The friends that want to come with you, they can quit alcohol too, and they can come along for the journey. But don't be concerned. I've spent so many days, nights on my own. I'm in Vietnam now. I've been here for 6 weeks. I've hardly got any friends. I speak to my friend Andoni, who's a sober coach. But apart from that, I'm on my own all the time. And that's fine, because I know this is just a lonely chapter. And I would much rather be in this position than I was 5 years ago, in a house party, in the same pub, drinking, taking drugs. Just embrace it. It'll be lonely for a while, but you will meet better people. And it's just a phase of your life. Myth number 3, willpower doesn't work when you're quitting alcohol. Now, I'll be the first one to say, it's kind of true, but it's kind of not. If you want to quit alcohol, if you are solely relying on willpower, then you will fail eventually. Willpower is good for using only strategically. Let me give you an example of when you use willpower to not drink alcohol. When you're triggered, or when you're tired, or when somebody offers you to go out drinking. That is the only time you should rely on willpower. It's a finite resource and it will run out. Let me make this clear. By the time that you're relying on willpower, you are already deep in the craving cycle. And this is what I teach everybody in my hybrid sobriety coaching program. I've got guys who are now approaching 3 months sober. I've had guys in the past who have surpassed 3 months sober. And what I teach, and what's got me 5 years sober, is not relying on willpower alone. I use structure, routine, and discipline to build a life where alcohol doesn't fit in anymore. If you're somebody who goes out on a Saturday afternoon to watch the football down the pub or a bar, wherever you're from, and you drink alcohol, if you keep doing that for the rest of your life, doing the same things that you used to do when you drank, then it's only a matter of time before you're going to drink alcohol. However, if you build a new life where alcohol doesn't fit, you are no longer going to go to that pub every Saturday afternoon to watch the football where you know you're going to be tempted to drink. You want to build a life so structured, so disciplined, so good that alcohol doesn't tempt you anymore. And once you do this, trust me guys, you won't get cravings. And if you clicked on this video, myth number 4, alcohol doesn't make your life better overnight. And I'm going to tell you, this is the reason why so many people go back to drinking. And this was myself included. I've been 3 months sober, maybe even longer than that. The first real attempt that I got to 3 months. I just didn't replace my life with anything better. And do you know what happened? I went out with friends who drank, and I took cocaine. People think when they quit alcohol, their life is just going to get magically better overnight. You're going to have better finances, a better body. You're going to have a gorgeous girlfriend or boyfriend, husband or wife, whatever you want. And that's just not the reality. I am 5 years sober now, and I can tell you my life is far from perfect. There are so many times where I'm just sitting at home alone, like I was last night. And I just thought to myself, I've done all this work. I've taken all the risks. I've kept healthy. I'm struggling with dating. I don't have many friends. I was like, what is the point in this? And I'm telling you, if you have thoughts like that and you're 2 months into your journey, why wouldn't you go back to drinking? Why wouldn't you go back to the excitement? It would just make sense, wouldn't it? And I'm telling you, you need to be dialed in. You need to be committed to the choice that you're making, that you're no longer going to be an alcohol drinker. And trust me, I don't want to scare you. I'm 5 years in. Everyone else's journey is different. But I will tell you this. If you keep drinking and you keep taking drugs, your life will get worse. It will not get better. As frustrating as it is that your life doesn't change overnight, my life is still a million times better than what it would be if I carried on the way I was going. Myth number 5, moderation will work for me. Trust me, if moderation was working for you, you wouldn't be trying to stop drinking alcohol. It just wouldn't be crossing your mind because you wouldn't even need to moderate. This is absolute complete rubbish. And let me tell you, so many people, they do so well. They quit alcohol, they go a year, they forget the reasons why they stopped drinking. They forget how bad their life was, because your life can get better very quickly. And then they think to themselves, maybe I can just have one drink this weekend. And do you know what happens? They're right. They go out and they just have one drink. But you know what happens after 2, 3 months down the line? They have more than one drink. They stay out all night. They drink drive. They lose their job because they stop performing. Their wife leaves them. I am telling you guys, there is no way in this world, if you're someone who knows you've got a problem with alcohol, who knows you need to quit, moderation isn't for you. I've never actually met anyone in my whole entire life who started drinking when they were 16, 18, 21, and by the time they're 40, 50, they drink less than when they first started. Anybody who drinks, anybody who takes drugs, the more or the older you get, the more you consume. You never drink less. And what you'll actually find is a lot of people turn into alcoholics, which I don't believe is an actual term anyway. I believe it's made up. But let's just say it's true for this video. And then they stop altogether. So you just get one extreme to the other. You start off small, you get really bad, and you stop. Just do not be fooled into thinking that you can just have one drink, because I'm telling you, you will end up back where you began, or if not worse. And for the guys, I always say to you, once you stop drinking alcohol, the number one thing you're going to battle with is loneliness and also alcohol cravings. And I've got 2 videos you can watch on that here. I thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one.